Ah, hello. Come to join me. Can't sleep? Well, I don't sleep. Not since I got made immortal. It can be nice. I never need to rest, but I never get a reprieve from my own thoughts. Yeah, my memories. All the other expeditioners I've tried to help. All the Nevrons I fought. All the times I was killed and then put back together. It's, a lot. 87 years of a lot. Renoir and I, we went out before Expedition Zero. We, found the paintress, and that's when we were changed. We were the only two who made it. Oh, right. Alicia, my sister. She made it too. But she's quite a bit more reclusive than I am. Sometimes I forget that she's out there. I'm so preoccupied by everything else. I know. It sounds terrible, doesn't it? I forget my own sister. I wonder if she'd prefer it that way some days. Far removed from the troubles I cause. Well, at least she's safe. Renoir would do anything to protect her. Me, on the other hand. Oh, he's chopped me in half, put his sword through my skull. We're never quite really able to kill one another, so it always ends in a stalemate. Well, no. Monoko and I have agreed that they are stalemates. Well, because he hasn't actually managed to kill me, that's why. Yes, that matters. Look, in a duel to the death, if you're not able to kill the other person, and they're not able to kill you, it's a stalemate. No. I don't want to kill him. Could you imagine being in my shoes? Being all too immortal. Having a family who you love but won't do the right thing and help us reach the paintress. Well, to kill her. Slay her, obviously. Oh no, you don't know her. There is absolutely nothing you can say that will make the paintress stop what she's doing. Trust me. Because I've talked to her. I have. She was the one who made me and my family immortal. I don't know why she did it. Maybe she was lonely. Maybe she was one of the last of her kind after the fracture. Maybe it was because Renoir promised to protect her. Hard to say, but whatever the case is, I effectively can't die. There's just a lot that I don't know. Look, you can hardly expect me to remember everything after being alive for so bloody long. Look, if I were to act my own age, I'd be riddled with dementia. Holes in my brain and memory, creaky knees, stiff back, hips that give out on you at the worst possible times. Our being old is not all that it's cracked up to be. Oh. That's a good point. I guess you and everyone else will find out what it's like being old soon enough. I don't envy you that. But I suppose it'll be nice. Living to a ripe old age, watching all your hair turn grey and fall out, your teeth rotting, your joints aching every morning. Really, it all sounds stupendous. I can't wait for you to have all of that good stuff. Were we? I can't quite remember what we were talking about a few minutes ago. Oh no. It's actually happened. I really have gone senile after all these years. I simply can't remember what happened 2 minutes ago. Well, no. See, if you tell me, it'll just go in one ear and out the other. My brain is, sadly, Swiss cheese, riddled with dementia. My past is terribly boring. Yes, it is. Look, 87 years passes by much faster than you'd think, and it's all terribly boring. What? You wanted to hear about how I was fighting for my life 5 years ago against a Nevron that I was also fighting for my life against 10 years ago. Or maybe 20 years ago when I first saw it and it ate me. Yes, there is a lot of repeat deaths. Times when I hadn't quite learned my lessons. Well, I do get stronger with time. I'm much stronger than I was when I first arrived here. In no small part thanks to all of you helping me, and the Lumina converter. I'm able to control a lot more chroma this way. It's been life-changing. And trust me, in a life like mine, there's not a lot of change, so I know what I'm talking about. No, you don't want to hear about my past. Well, now, who can't remember something that happened 2 minutes ago? I just told you. My past and my history is incredibly boring. Do you want to hear about all the death-defying fights with me and Minoko? Or how about how I'm tragically estranged from my family and how depressing it all is? You really wanted to hear about that? No. See, I just think that you want to spend a little extra time with me. The handsome, older gentleman. You know, I doubt you've ever seen a handsome, older man like me before. That's a fair point. But you were so young. I mean, during the 50s monolith years, you were like, what? A little kid. You weren't even a teenager. You couldn't appreciate how handsome older men were. Oh, I think I'm terribly handsome. There are surfaces of waters that I can see my reflection in. I am very aware of how good-looking I am. Case in point, your pupils keep dilating every time you look at me. And you're always listening so intently when I talk. You like what I have to say. And when your eyes aren't flitting up to the grey streaks in my hair, they're going to my lips. Are they that distracting? Oh, they're just very pink against all of my beard. I see how it is. So, I do feel as though it's pertinent to ask, what would you rather do first? Run your hands through my hair, or give me a kiss? Really? Really? Wow, that's something of a shocking answer. I never expected that. However, far be it from me to say that I will not acquiesce to your request. Oh, it can easily be managed. No, don't worry. It's no trouble for him at all. Minoko! What, Verso? This lovely young expeditioner, no, let me finish, has said that they would prefer to kiss you over me. Well, I wouldn't want to kiss them. Oh, Minoko, be polite. I am being polite, Verso. I don't even have lips. How would that work? Well, maybe they could simply plant a kiss on your face mask. I have better things to do than this. How about a fight, then? The winner kisses the loser. Verso. What? That would still mean someone's getting kissed. Oh, you're right. It does mean that, doesn't it? Oh, for Gorgra's sake, Verso. What is this all really about? Well, they simply said they would prefer to kiss you over me. And they were telling the truth. Well, I think they were. See, I was bragging about how kissable my lips were. And then they countered with a very serious and genuine remark about how your face seems far more kissable than mine. Were you really? I won't be offended if you don't want to kiss me. No. Ugh. I'll be honest here. I find humans some of the most unattractive things ever to set foot on this earth. None of you can compare with the raw beauty and aesthetic of a gestural. He does make a very compelling point, and gestural hairstyles are absolute chic, the peak of fashion. You should all try them sometime. I think there's a way where we can get... yeah, you know, we should see a gestural hairdresser. I'm picturing it now. What do you think? Should we all get matching gestural hairdos? Oh, come on. It'll be fun. Well, someone's a party pooper. It's their loss, really. If you'd prefer to have your hair flop lifelessly on the sides of your head, instead of being majestically displayed high above it like a crown, then, well, I suppose there's nothing more to be said. They really are a lost cause. What about you, Verso? You want to come with me to the gestural city and get your hair done? I would love to, if we have the free time. I'm sure we can squeeze a bit of backtracking into our schedule. Besides, there's more Nevron feet that way for me to collect anyhow. That there is. Now, was there anything actually important you wanted to waste my time with? No, just a kiss. Next time you call me over here for some tomfoolery, I'm making you polish my Nevron feet with me. Harsh terms, but deal. Have a good night, Minoko. Well, sorry he shut you down like that. I know every person handles rejection differently, but, I mean, he was kind of rough with it. What? You thought I would just listen to a confession of admiration and attraction to Minoko and not tell him about it? Well, that would be terribly unfair to him. Yes, well, I'm terribly sorry about that. Had I known that he sees humans as being so incredibly unattractive, I would have let you know from the start. Well, no. See, I don't find you unattractive, but I guess you don't find me attractive in the slightest, which is fine. I mean, I'm not looking to settle down anytime soon, so it's not like the two of us have any hard feelings between us. What? That's no, you're making that up. No. We were never talking about my past. I am being serious, yes. In fact, I distinctly remember the conversation was about, Nevron feet and why Minoko collects them. You see, the truth is, he can use the chroma within the... Well, it's a very interesting topic. Are you sure you don't want to hear? I can call him back and he can explain it all to us. Look, if there's two things Monoko will love to talk about, it's battle and his Nevron feet. Yes, in fact, I do think they are far more interesting than anything in my past. There's nothing I haven't told you that couldn't be summed up with, he had a very sad, long, lonely existence, watching expedition after expedition die, being torn apart and shredded and burned alive and frozen alive by all sorts of Nevrons. See, I just think you're trying to avoid the topic of you finding me attractive. I am not gaslighting you. If anything, you are gaslighting me. No, you are clearly trying to divert the topic of how handsome I am with stories of my troubled and tragic past. Look, I get it. Looks that are this good can be intimidating. In fact, I find you rather attractive too. Well, being covered in blood, mud, and bits of charred Nevron add character to you, I think. I find it all very spiffy. Well, perhaps the two of us could do with a bath first. Sadly, there's no hot springs in the area. There are some rivers and ponds, though. Oh, come on. It's not like there's any fish in them. See, that's the strange thing. There's no actual wildlife here. I don't know if the fracture killed them all, or if the Nevrons did. Thankfully, I do not believe there are any aquatic Nevrons out there. The closest thing I can think of to it would be Sprung. Yes, Sprung. That big, tall, strange-looking one that just stands in the ocean all day. I don't know. That's the strange thing. See, he was one of the first Nevrons I remember popping up. Well, on my expedition. And clearly he's so big and terrifying and intimidating that he's just lost it over the years. No one's bothered to try and take him down. Which is all the same, now that I think about it. He just stands there, in the middle of the ocean, not doing anything, not bothering anyone. If you do try to fight him, though, he will probably crush your boat. Well, no, he'd probably squish you on top of Esquier, something that I'd prefer to avoid. Well, I do suppose we could draw him to that little spit of land, but I don't think we should fight him. Well, he's much too strong for me. Together, maybe. I do think all of us should get a bit stronger first. Truth be told, I can't think of a reason to do so. That's true. He would be holding on to quite a bit of chroma if he's that powerful. Even so, no point throwing our lives away until we're ready to fight him. You're right, I did change the topic again. I changed the topic from how handsome I am to how attractive you were, to Sprung, and other Nevron things. Gaslighting. No, I'm quite sure you made that word up. Evasive? Now that's another made-up word. Honestly, did they come up with new slang in Lumiere? No, we never talked about me gaslighting you in this conversation. You know what? I think both of us have quite a bit of dementia, and you are extremely tired, so you should go have a lie down. And while you're sleeping, I'll find a nice river or pond we can wash off all the charred bits of Nevron in. Obtuse? Me? Never. I think I stay in quite good shape. If you want to talk to someone who's actually obtuse, Esquier's over there. I'm sure you could give him a kiss. Or maybe just a hug. You're a bit short to be kissing his face. Mm-hmm. In fact, I've completely forgotten about the first quarter of our conversation this evening. Yep, permanently gone, and I'll never remember it again. In fact, I'm quite certain you've forgotten all about it too. So much happened in our conversations tonight, don't you think? Find out about what? What could I possibly be hiding? I think you're just making up stories to entertain yourself. I do that sometimes. Well, right now, the story I'm thinking of is how an expeditioner is up much, much too late past their bedtime, and they need to go have a quick kip. That's right. In fact, I think it's one of those stories that's going to come to life in a few moments. Anything I can get you to persuade you to go get some rest. I'm hiding lots of things. Rocks, old, stinky undergarments that I had to change out of, tattered clothes that I couldn't wear anymore after too many battles, an arm that got chopped off and then I grew it back, so I couldn't put it back on myself. Otherwise, I'd have 3 arms. And everyone would look at me rather strangely, even Minoko. I can picture it now. Verso, you have 3 arms. Why didn't you give yourself another foot? He really does love his feet. Anyhow, this conversation has gone on much, much too long, so I think you... That's right. Took the words right out of my mouth. Is there anything else I can get you besides one of the tattered, stinky old undergarments that I've been hiding all these years? I can absolutely fill your water canteen up. It would be my pleasure. Sleep well, my little expeditioner. We have another big day tomorrow.